Welcome. If this is your first time joining, this video is part of a 12-month healing series. Each month focuses on a different layer of mind, body, spirit alignment. You're welcome to walk the whole year with us or simply take what you need today. The fact that you're here right now tells me that you're ready to make an important shift in your life. Today, we're going to be talking about stabilizing agency while old patterns return. As we close this month, I want to begin by normalizing something. If you've noticed moments of agency this month and also noticed yourself slipping back into obligation, urgency, or self-override, that does not mean the work isn't working. It means the work is real. Agency does not replace old patterns overnight. It competes with them. And when stress increases, old patterns often get louder. This video is about how to stabilize agency when pressure returns so that choice doesn't disappear the moment life gets demanding. Because knowing you have agency is one thing, but maintaining it under stress is a whole other thing. Now, let's start by naming what's actually happening when those old patterns come back. Patterns don't disappear, they get out-competed. Your nervous system doesn't delete programs, it runs the one that feels safest in the moment. So when stress rises, the system often defaults to compliance, urgency, people-pleasing, or self-override. Not because you failed, but because those are the patterns that once kept you safe. And this is why willpower fails. You cannot override a safety program with logic. You have to install choice at the level of state. That's what we've been doing all month. Now we refine it. But let's introduce a key distinction. State determines choice. Not your values, not your insight, not your intention. Your state, emotional, physiological, perceptual, that is what determines what options feel available to you. So stabilizing agency is really about learning how to recognize when state has shifted, interrupt old state patterns, and re-enter choice without force. Let's make this experiential. I'd like you to think of a recent moment when you lost agency. Maybe you said yes when you meant no. Maybe you rushed. Maybe you complied automatically. Now, replay it briefly in your mind. Notice your posture, your breath, your internal language. This is crucial because agency rarely disappears suddenly. It erodes through micro state shifts, tightening, forward lean, mental pressure, I should language. These are signals, not failures. Agency becomes stable when you learn to catch the signal early. Now let's talk about internal commands. Most people live under constant unconscious commands such as keep going, don't make this harder, just handle it. Now is not the time. These are not thoughts, they are directives, and directives collapse choice. So one of the most powerful realignment practices is learning to interrupt internal commands. Right now, I'd like you to notice any internal command running in the background. It could be, I should be further along, or I need to decide, or I can't stop now. Now say internally and slowly, that's a command, not a truth. Notice what happens in your body. Even naming it creates space. This is called meta position, stepping above the pattern instead of being inside it. And this is where agency lives. Now, let's address something very important. Most people think that if agency is real, it should feel calm and confident. But often agency initially feels uncomfortable. Why is that? Because obligation is familiar and the nervous system prefers familiarity over freedom. So when you choose differently, even slightly, your system may interpret it as a threat. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It means you're updating a pattern. Now, let's talk about ecology. Ecology asks, does this change respect the whole system? Because agency that is not ecological creates backlash. Agency that is ecological integrates gradually. And that's why this month emphasized small realignments. Let's practice ecological choice now. I'd like you to think of a choice that you're considering. Ask yourself these questions. What does this choice give me? What does it cost me? What would be destabilizing about doing this too quickly? Notice your body as you answer. Ecological agency does not rush clarity. It respects pacing. Now let's integrate language again because language stabilizes state. Earlier this month, we worked with, I am choosing this for now. Now we're going to add a stabilizing extension. I am choosing this and I can renegotiate later. This sentence is powerful because it removes the nervous system's fear of permanence. Agency collapses when choices feel final, but agency stabilizes when choices feel revisable. Now let's practice. Think of one commitment that you feel trapped by. Say quietly, I am choosing this and I am allowed to renegotiate. Notice your breath, your shoulders, any internal pressure. That softening is agency stabilizing. Now, I'd like to address identity because identity is where agency often gets stuck. Many people unconsciously believe if I choose differently, I won't be who I am anymore. So agency feels like self-loss. Identity, though, is not fixed. It's a collection of repeated behaviors and meanings. So instead of I am the responsible one, we move to I often choose responsibility and I can choose differently. Identity loosens and agency returns. Now let's practice this explicitly. Take one identity that you live from. Rewrite it as a choice-based statement. Instead of, for example, I'm the dependable one, try I've chosen dependability and I can choose rest when needed. Notice the internal shift. That is structural change. Now, let's bring this home. The goal of month 2 was not to make you endlessly question your life. It was to restore inner authorship, to move from life happens to me to I am participating consciously. Agency is not about control. It's about authorship under constraint. And authorship requires practice. So I want to give you one final agency stabilization practice to carry forward. Once a day, I'd like you to pause and ask yourself, what state am I in right now? Is this a command or a choice? And what is the smallest way I can re-enter choice? Don't aim for perfection, aim for contact. Agency strengthens through repetition, not through intensity. As we close this month, I want to say something clearly. If you feel quieter than expected, that's good. If you feel less dramatic, that's alignment. If you feel more honest, that's agency stabilizing. You're not becoming someone new. You are reclaiming authorship you never lost. You just learned to give it away. Next month, we move into coming back into the body because agency lives in the nervous system, and the body is where truth becomes undeniable. But for now, let agency settle. Let it become boring. Let it become normal because that is how it lasts.